that this youth has set my lady's heart aflame.
His lordship sure would die of shock. His lordship is a laughing stock.
Should he suspect her, God protect her?
Shame, shame, shame. This faithless lady's love for Hades. Shame, shame, shame.
Coming to you live from the I lied to you last week when I said I was done in St. Louis. This is Podzilla 1985's Rando Show with no pointitude. My name is Shannon Young. I'm going to be your host tonight. Back once again at the lovely Hampton Inn in Mid-America Lane here in St. Louis, Missouri. Connected live via the internet with my good friends and associates, the co-owner of Podzilla 1985, the bearded elk, Jesse Kimball.
The bearded elk?
I was trying to think of a majestic animal. I couldn't think of one. So you're an elk.
Well, okay, I guess.
And
I guess that's that guy that I am.
And Dorconia of Punchstania, Lindsay Wolfgong.
Shannon, you're clearly drunk.
Not drunk enough. So here's the thing. This is normally where you would listen to arguably entertaining. And this week it was supposed to be Anakin Skywalker versus Harry Potter. But because of real life situations, unfortunately we're going to be unable to do that show tonight. So instead we just slap something together for about 30 minutes to kill time before we go play Fallout or eat food or whatever it is we do. We don't really have a topic per se, but I do have a couple things I want to talk about. I wanted to judge Jesse. Joining us a little bit later probably will be Tanner Calvert. So if Tanner had been here, what I was going to do is I was going to introduce this as a regular episode of Arguably Entertaining, and tonight's battle was going to be the world-famous and beloved musical Phantom of the Opera versus whatever bullshit Lin Manuel Miranda popped out this week.
So I want to start a fight.
Just to burn Tanner from the start, because Tanner has it in his head that,
I mean, he knows which buttons to push.
I'm good at that. Tanner thinks that he is just like the God's gift to the musical scene. And like, I'm not saying that I dislike Miranda. I think he's good, but a lot of his music the stuff I've heard from him sounds very samey. It's got that.
He has a style.
He has a style, which is fine. That's cool, and I like his style, but it's just very samey. There's not a lot of chance taken there.
I don't know. I have a difficult time saying that it's samey when, I mean, you have, like, he's the one that did the Moana soundtrack and he did the Encanto soundtrack.
Lindsay, would you say the Encanto soundtrack? Well, no, I get what Jesse's saying. I was going to make fun of it, but no, I get what he's saying. Moana,
well,
I barely remember the Moana soundtrack at this point.
I am the unpopular opinion that I don't care for the Moana soundtrack, but I absolutely love Encanto, and I really love Hamilton. And as far as, like, music styles within them, you can see the different things stylistically that he does in both. And I don't remember any of that for Moana, but I also barely remember Moana because I didn't care for it.
I thought it was an okay film.
So I haven't gone back and revisited it. Like, I've watched it twice, and that's it. Because I felt no need to go back to it.
That's one more time than I did. I don't remember any song from it other than You're Welcome, I think is the one from The Rock.
Like, I like You're Welcome. I like Moana's song, but, like, I can't sing it because I don't remember it. But if I hear it, I don't hate it.
I'm glad Mandy's not on this show because I never wanted to tell her this.
I know, she would have a conniption.
She did.
I'm well aware.
Because it is worth noting that like, you two not enjoying the movie, it puts you in the minority. Like, it was...
Oh, no, I'm 100% aware that I'm in the unpopular opinion.
Hold on. No one said I didn't enjoy the movie. I just said it wasn't memorable. I thought it was fine when I watched it. It's just I don't think of it. The only reason I think of it is because of Mandy. You know, it was an okay film, but to me it's like what is that movie with the girl and she does ice and the other girl? Frozen 2. It's like Frozen 2. Like,
I don't remember anything about Frozen 2. If anything, Frozen 2 made me dislike Frozen 1 because it was just weird.
Yeah, I feel like, by all reports, Frozen 2 is a cash grab. I haven't watched it, so I can't.
I don't know. Everyone keeps saying Frozen 2 is better than the first one, but, like,
they're
again,
wrong.
I watched it, but I don't remember anything about it other than Bruni, the cute little fire spirit.
Well, gotta sell them toys.
Moana was like I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. It was really good. I've seen it several times. I don't know, MC, friend of the show,
Shout out.
I don't know if he still listens or not, but if you do,
Take
what
him
up,
a shout
MC?
out back. Congratulations on the marriage thing.
Yeah,
I did see that too.
Yeah.
You got married. Anyway, like that dude, I remember him texting me that he had seen that movie like 5 times in
No.
theaters.
It's too much.
Oh wow.
Like he fucking loved it. Like he saw it the first time and then he went back in and immediately saw it again. If I remember right.
I can't say anything. I've watched Phantom of the Opera 10 times in the past like 2 months, so yeah.
I mean, I've watched Encanto probably like 15 times since
Oh
Christmas,
my God,
so-
she really has. I get so tired of hearing about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno, Lindsay, yet you keep talking about him.
But he's so hilarious.
Mm.
Bye.
Yeah, either way, so I would say that he does have like a pretty broad range. Like I wouldn't describe.
And like I
any of
haven't
his
watched
music
In the
as
Heights
samey.
yet, so I don't know how it was there. But like I can see the
I also haven't watched that.
similarities. So
Yeah, but even if like it's not a criticism, the fact that he has a style, having a style is fine. Quentin Tarantino has a style. Spike Lee has a style. It's perfectly fine. My point that I wasn't clear on that is that Phantom of the Opera is better than Hamilton. That's all I'm saying. That's the point I was getting to, and I wanted Tanner to be here to hear that. Again,
well, he's not. So
Tanner is so sensitive. I love him. He's a good friend, and I would do anything for him. But the boy is so sensitive on everything. If I insult Hamilton to his face, he will cry or punch me, one or the other. He won't just laugh it off and know that I'm joking. So whenever I know someone takes something very seriously like that, I like to twist the knife as hard as possible.
That's rude. You shouldn't twist knives.
As hard as possible.
Jesse, I'm gonna share a link in the text only for babies, and it's just for you.
Deep within to Tanner.
Oh,
deep
boy.
Deep inside
I
of him.
have forgotten how to paste when I copy and paste. How sad is that?
That's why they call me Captain Predator.
There we go.
Captain
It's been a
Predator.
long day. So I'm bored and I'm browsing the Disney store online, Jesse, and I just came across these. So I know you'll appreciate them.
Jesse, while you're looking that over, I know Lindsay saw it. Did you see the thing I posted in the legendary, the now legendary Super Friends chat of the popcorn?
I did.
God
I did
damn,
Yes!
that makes me laugh
Oh,
so
yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
So
that
it was actually
that was
the-
brutal, is what that was.
Right. One of the funnier parts about that, so like I clicked on that and Shelby was sitting right next to me. We were killing time before she had to go into work this morning or earlier today. And like I was sitting here reading it and I just like exclaimed like, "God damn!" And then Shelby's reading, she starts laughing, and then we close it out. And the first thing I see is Hunter's response to it, which was
God damn!
And that made us both laugh really hard.
We do not have ugly popcorn.
That was so fucked up. That was really good though. I enjoyed that a lot.
Oh, thank you. I try to bring smiles to everybody's faces. We probably won't have a lot of time to talk about it tomorrow on After Dark, since we generally have topics. I wanted to talk about Kanye West, but I'm gonna save it for tomorrow because
I've
the-
heard a little bit of his insanity because one of the girls I work with just loves watching Insanity, so she's been like following everything.
oh, it started out kind of funny, but at this point now it's getting disturbing. But I'm gonna save it for tomorrow because
Yeah, you
it's a
can
deep
go
dive.
on how far down the rabbit hole he has gone.
And apparently he has some kind of like special thing on Netflix now. Like I just saw.
Well, yeah, we would like to reward bad behavior as long as it makes money.
Of course.
Spoiler alert: Kanye is definitely this week's motherfucker of the week. You heard it here first.
For the which long list of things.
But since
All right. So yeah, it is. So it's gonna be a weekly thing. It's called Gene JEEN -YUS YUHS.
genius,
Can we please send him back to school?
oh,
So it's called Gene Yus, a
Yeah.
Kanye trilogy.
My
I'm
God.
gonna go vomit. I'll be back.
What a piece of shit vanity project for this fucking psychopath, man. Lindsay actually did leave to go vomit. That's crazy.
All right, so and it's going to be 3 episodes. Act 1 is Vision. Act 2 is Purpose. Act 3 is Awakening. February 23rd is when the second episode is going to hit.
Can Act 4 be shut the fuck up?
Act 4 is Deliverance.
God damn. So the cast. There's a thing that says cast. It's just cast. Yee. That's the cast.
The cast is just yee.
I hate him
so
much.
We're gonna dive into it tomorrow because like I think this is like it's kind of funny, but the more we dive into it tomorrow, the darker it's gonna get, and I think you guys will, if you don't already see like how bad I feel for Kim Kardashian, and like I never thought in my life I would feel so bad for Kim Kardashian. But what he is putting her through is ridiculous and should be illegal. But we'll talk about that tomorrow.
I'll be honest, all of this, I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm excited to dive
they
in.
ain't a thing anymore, and
it gets dark.
Yeah.
It gets real dark, and also Pete Davidson is there.
And my response when I was being told this, I'm like, why, Pete Davidson? Why would you go to this fire? Why?
Well, I don't think he knew.
I don't care.
He didn't know it was such a bad fire. He just Kim was on Saturday Night Live. They hit it off. She's, I've defended. I can't believe I've done it for so long. I've defended Kim Kardashian for many years. I think she's a lovely person. Yeah, I hate the Kardashian show, and I think it's ridiculous. What the fame came from, but the fact that she's turned it into an empire and she's done so much good for prison reform and for charities. Like I've got nothing but respect for Kim Kardashian.
Good things, but
yeah. But Kanye. But Kanye.
Yeah.
So what you guys just said does put a little bit of the image that I just sent to the group chat into context.
Let me see. Which group chat?
The text only for babies.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let's take a look here.
Because that I just happened to see that on Reddit. I'm like, what the fuck is they talking about? I was like, the image is funny, and now I have
of course. The only difference is
the
difference is Pete Davidson is a comedian who does things for comedy. Kanye thinks he's really a fucking fashion icon.
Yeah.
Dressed up like a silverware.
Where he's really just an ass.
Yeah,
I really like his Kingpin from Into the Spider-Verse cosplay.
It's ridiculous. Let's dive into that tomorrow. We don't have time to talk about everything tomorrow because we got the top 5. I did want to, speaking of Cass, they announced this week, I think, that Futurama is coming back, but no John DiMaggio.
Because you don't want to pay him.
Yeah. I have to imagine that they're going to pay John DiMaggio because it's fucking John DiMaggio.
You're not going to have the show without him.
I don't know.
You're not going to They sit there and Asa, I felt, I can't say I felt bad. So Asa posted, I know this is just me being a cynic, but because whenever the news came out that John DiMaggio wasn't going to be there, and they're like, yeah, if we can't get him, we're going to recast. And Asa was like, so I hope that, they're just still in negotiations or whatever, and this isn't Hulu trying to guilt John DiMaggio into it and make the fans, guilt him into
no, the fans are 100% on his side.
Well, so it backfired on them because it was 100% what they were trying to do. And Ace was just like, yeah, this is just me being a cynic, and I hope this isn't the case. And then, of course, it's absolutely 100% the case. They were trying to post that so that the fans would be like, just take the money, John.
And I don't think any amount of money is going to win him over at this point because, he put out a pretty scathing comment today, a public statement, talking about why he turned it down. And
camp that the show doesn't need to come back. I didn't particularly care for the last run of episodes that went through.
Well, I mean, I don't mind.
The last season was incredible.
I still haven't seen it, so I can't talk about it.
Oh, God.
Well, that I don't have anything to talk to because, that last one I didn't watch.
But
the last season was absolutely a phenomenal stopping point with several, whenever we did the top 5, I think, 2 of my top 5 of all episodes of Futurama were out of the final season. And, the actual season finale or the series finale was so good.
Jesse, tell her
Well,
because
then they don't need to add more to it because
Well,
you already had a
I agree.
finale.
well, they had 2 finales, and I couldn't
They-
believe this. But Jesse, tell her when the new season ended. When did Futurama go off the air?
I have no idea. Hold on.
2013.
What?
Not 9 years ago. It went off the
That
air.
can't be true.
That's what you look it up for me because I thought the same thing, and I hope I'm wrong. It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
No. Season 7, episode 26 was. Well, no, wait, hold on, because they went. Because they had 9 seasons, didn't they?
I have no idea. Not a
Meanwhile,
clue.
is the 26th and final episode of the 7th season. Oh yeah, no, that's what it's called. Okay. Yeah, I guess they just have it listed differently on like Hulu or something. Anyway, yeah, September 4th, 2013 was the original air date.
So 9 years ago. It's been 9 years since they resurrected Futurama, which was what, like 6 or 7 years before they resurrected it the first time?
And it was one of those things like the last because like season 5 was when it originally got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And then they hit us with
The movies.
The movies.
Right.
And then I guess like I thought there were more than 2 seasons after that. Hold on, I'm going to Hulu.
I did too. I thought there was a couple seasons.
I thought they did like 4 seasons after.
Well, didn't they like do a weird thing where they counted the movies as like a season?
Yes.
'cause they
Yeah.
split
So the
up?
movies,
They
the
chopped
movies
it
counts
up.
as season 6, but then there's 4 seasons after that. And yeah, the last episode is season 10, which I guess would be technically season 9, episode 13. Meanwhile, which is what this was. Yeah, I mean that's what this is. But why is it calling it season 7?
Hulu sometimes will
Because
bunch
someone
episodes
can't
together.
count.
So yeah, they split them in half on Hulu for some reason. So technically, season 10 is season 7. Like they had 2 26 episode seasons with a midway break in between each of them.
Yeah. I think they did something similar with Sailor Moon, didn't they, Lindsay? Where they like posted the episodes as a giant block as opposed to SR, that kind of thing.
No, they split. Well, they separated. Like they had season 1. R was considered season 2. S was considered season 3.
I remember there'd be something weird, but I mean, it's been a while, so I don't know. But my point being that, like, to resurrect Futurama again, and this time not include John DiMaggio, yeah, it's weird. I probably won't. I'd say I probably won't watch it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
They're 100% going to get John DiMaggio back. They're going to cave. Like it's one of those things that people keep talking about. It's not like they can't fucking afford it. Like these companies are making more than enough money. Like it's fucking like Fox, Disney, and Hulu.
Yeah, but they've already canceled the series twice. Do they want to spend that much money on a show they've already canceled twice?
I mean, in fairness, they didn't cancel it. Like they just like at first Fox stopped paying for it, and now and then
Was it
Comedy Central stopped
Yeah.
paying for it. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Maybe they look at it and maybe they don't think it's a big investment or a big return on their investment. But also, I think even more importantly, in that statement that John DiMaggio put out, he said that it's not about his salary; it's about the entire cast salary. So I think John DiMaggio will look like a tool if he accepts a higher pay rate and the rest of the cast don't. So I think the only way that John DiMaggio comes back to Futurama is if the entire cast gets paid more. And will Hulu go for that? That's the question.
See, that's not what I took from that statement. Because he did say, like, everyone has a different strategy and different boundaries. Their price, some accept offers, some hold their ground. So yeah, he does say, you see, I don't think that only I deserve to be paid more, and I think the entire cast does. So I don't think that he's necessarily holding out. That was just to clarify that he doesn't believe that he's worth more than Billy West or anybody else. He believes that they're all worth more, but he's not going to take the pay cut. Like, he's not going to settle.
Do you think it's a pay cut, or do you think it's just not what he wants? Like, you don't think it's a pay cut, right? You don't think they're going to give him less than they gave him before?
That's what I heard.
No idea.
Lowballing him.
I think if they do Futurama without John DiMaggio, I think It'll probably honestly do okay. I don't think it'll just automatically fail because he's not there, but it won't feel the same. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, Bender without John DiMaggio is, I guess, just not going to work. But because he has a very unique voice.
He does, but look at The Simpsons. The Simpsons have recast so many of their characters in the past few years because of social,
Deaths at this point.
yeah,
Or that, yeah.
yeah. Because, well, yeah, obviously Mrs. Krabappel's actress passed away, and they never replaced her, thank God. But Apu has been recast. It was Hank Azaria, and I don't know who the new person is that does it, but I know he's. Actually, I don't think they did anything with Apu. I think they just cut him. They haven't done anything with him at all. But I know Carl from Lenny and Carl was recast as a black actor. So they're changing different characters and different voices to be a little bit more socially acceptable. So it is weird to hear these characters that I grew up on not sound like the people I grew up on. But Lindsay, we're kind of used to that because of the Muppets. So
Yeah, it's still weird though.
oh goddamn! I meant to send you guys. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Go.
okay. So I finally watched the actual trailer for the Rescue Rangers thing,
I need
and
to
they
watch
sound so weird.
Well, yeah, because it's Andy Samberg and fucking John Mulaney.
I know, but they didn't even chipmunkify their voices.
Yeah, well, because you're paying for John Mulaney, you want to hear John Mulaney.
If you're paying for John Mulaney
yeah.
and Andy Samberg, you want their actual voices. But I do think it's weird that their voices aren't chipmunkified.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Weird.
'Cause they're
I think the whole
chipmunks.
thing's gonna be kind of weird, but I'll still watch it.
Gadget better put on some pants.
She wore pants to begin with.
I know. I'm saying she better not have they better not sexify her for a new generation and put her like midriff or something. Like I don't need to see a rat navel. I don't need to be turned on by rat navel. That's all I'm saying. Joining us live, ladies and gentlemen, here on the show, the man himself, Tanner Calvert.
I don't like the fact that I joined in the conversation as he said rat navel.
I don't need to be turned on by rat navel, Tanner.
No.
It's fine.
Tanner,
Not fine.
you missed a big discussion we had earlier about Lin Manuel Miranda and Hamilton and Phantom of the Opera and stuff. It was a good discussion. Sorry, I waited as long as I could.
Okay.
Then we talked about. Well, actually, I'm glad you're here for this last part of the discussion though, because we're just gonna do a quick show so we can. I just want to get in and talk to my friends and record it. But the last thing I wanted to talk about, and I'm glad Tanner's here for it, is I wanted to talk, because we won't have a chance to talk about it tomorrow probably, the Doctor Strange trailer. I wanted to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is it called? The Multiverse of Madness?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw
I'm excited.
the best
I was
meme.
excited before the trailer, so
I'm not, because I'm not a
There's-
Doctor. I'm not a Doctor
There's
Strange
so
fan.
much happening in that trailer.
There is a lot happening in that
I
trailer.
wasn't a Doctor
Yes.
Strange fan either, but I've watched the film enough times that it has grown on me.
Well, honestly, the Spider-Man 2 or
And
No Way
just
Home.
him in the other films too.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
No Way Home is what sold him on me because he was so entertaining in that and such a cool character. I
Please Scooby-Doo this shit.
See, I like Doctor Strange a lot, and that's actually I think Shelby's favorite MCU character is Doctor Strange.
well,
I love his What If episode.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably my favorite one in them.
well, it's canon now.
I know.
Yeah.
My favorite meme I saw, and I tried to find it and send it to you guys. It was a picture of Doctor Strange, and it said that when you realize that the new Doctor Strange movie is also X-Men 5, Fantastic Four 3, What If Season 2. It was just a list of all the different things that it is, all in one film. And yeah, they went hard on Doctor Strange, assuming they don't fuck it up.
Except they confirmed that so you hear fucking Patrick Stewart,
Mm-hmm.
And you see a bald
and you're
guy.
like, yeah, you hear Patrick Stewart, you see a bald guy, and they very specifically don't show him, but air his voice.
It's the tease.
So what the fuck are we all gonna think? Of course we're thinking fucking Charles Xavier. They've already confirmed that he is in the film, but it's not as Charles Xavier.
Did they actually
That's
confirm
not
that?
confirmed.
Or are you just doing the joke
It's
I've been
not
doing for the past couple days?
I was doing the joke.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Lindsay looked legitimately sad. I saw it on her face.
No, I was going to say he's not the Charles Xavier he's been. He's a variant of Charles Xavier.
No, he's
because that's part of how they sold him on him. Because his other Xavier is dead. He liked that storyline, how he went out at the end of Logan.
But
and
Logan's
that's how they talked him into it.
Logan's set in the future though. This is the present.
it's a multiverse. Your timelines don't always all match
Also,
up.
let's talk about it real quick. Let's state the obvious real quick. Logan is not as good as everyone says it is. It's good.
It's not, but Patrick
It's
Stewart
not
liked
as
that
good as
line
everyone
of
says it
the
is.
end for Xavier.
I enjoyed it. It
I
was
did too.
okay. But it's also like that movie is set so far in the future that it can be the end of Xavier and still exist in that universe.
Yeah.
Like, and we could still have Xavier in this. Because it's distinctly possible they're going to try to do that's going to be Xavier from the comic books. Like, that's Krakoan Xavier.
I think they've
because they actually had do what?
I think they've de-aged him.
They absolutely could have.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if they went that
To
route.
be fair,
To be
Patrick
fair,
Stewart does not need to be de-aged.
He doesn't. He doesn't. I mean,
He looks 30 years younger than he is, but that still puts him in his 50s.
well, hey, Xavier was older.
He was, but like
They had to age him for that movie. That's how great that man is.
I don't want James McAvoy as Xavier. I don't even think he did a bad job, but like
I liked.
he was good, but there will never be a perfect Charles Xavier more than Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
I mean, that's correct. Like that's kind of like J. Jonah Jameson. J.K. Simmons
Yes,
is J. Jonah Jameson.
absolutely.
But like eventually he's going to be too old for it, and yeah, they're going to have to do some CG. But because they had the comic book going back now, what I was talking about, they had Kevin Feige show up in an X-Men comic, talking to like Cyclops and some people. Like that actually happened. I read it in a book.
That's funny.
Well, Jesse, I read in a book that the Punisher got beat up by Eminem, so that also happened.
Oh.
I just don't want it to be another fucking WandaVision thing, and I think they've learned their lesson. If this turns out to be like Ralph Boner's
Some other
dad,
bullshit character.
if this is James Boner
I
Senior,
100% think they're going the Illuminati route.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
everything I've been watching.
and plus, spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Spider-Man: No Way Home, like skip the rest of the show because there's probably going to be spoilers thrown in there. This is your warning: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think Spider-Man: No Way Home proved that they are now willing to go batshit insane to please the fans when it comes to fan service stuff. So I think that unlike WandaVision, where they teased Quicksilver with Evan Peters, in this one, if they give you Patrick Stewart and it's not Xavier, the streets will run red with the blood of executives.
But now that
Especially
they
because
have
of the way
broken open the multiverse, you could still get that Quicksilver.
Now you can, yeah, and not John Boner. Ralph Boner.
Ralph.
Boner.
Ralph Boner.
Christ, I hated that.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Why just bring it back up? That's the only bad thing about that series.
Yeah, that was such a fucking punch of the dick right there. Unless they retcon it, and it turns out it was Quicksilver. However, he was under the disguise of Ralph Boner. Ralphio Boners. Anyway, there's also, so it's not just the Xavier thing, Jesse.
Nope.
Another
There's
thing that I saw.
all kinds of things.
There's so many things.
Confirmed almost, but not really, for Superior Iron Man, Tom Cruise. What?
You know, at first,
He's supposed to have
first,
a
I was like, nah,
cameo
I'm good.
role of some sort.
I was like, "No, I'm good" because I hate Tom Cruise. But
He was
I'm okay
originally
with it.
considered before they finally went with Robert Downey Jr.
Plus, I like Tom Cruise as an actor. I think he's a fine gentleman, and his ties to the alien blood keeps him young.
Yeah, I mean, if you separate, like, that's just one of those, you have to separate art from artist because the dude's a fucking lunatic. But I mean, he's a fine actor.
Yeah, and he's pulled A+ tail. Look, I mean, let's talk about it. Nicole Kidman, Mimi Rogers, Katie Holmes. Somehow he's got whatever those aliens put in his body is clearly drawing in classy, perfect women. So,
well,
I mean,
he
like,
invites them out on a date, and then they gets them to try the Kool-Aid, and then they're just screwed. They can't go anywhere.
literally.
No. We can't do that. Like, we're gonna get in trouble if we make those kind of jokes.
Fuck you, Tom Cruise.
Allegedly.
Anyway.
Anywho's.
Tom Cruise.
Does anyone here really think that Tom Cruise is going to be in Doctor Strange? No. That one's a little crazy, even from my conspiracy brain.
So there's also a rumor going around that there's going to be a variant of Wolverine played by Daniel Radcliffe.
That would be hilarious.
Also,
That would
no,
be interesting.
please.
But yeah,
Oh,
no,
no.
that's
I'm like, and I'm not for it because he was Harry Potter. Obviously, I'm for it because that'd be a pretty accurate representation from the comics.
I love
the
Daniel
only
Radcliffe.
difference is like you have to find somebody that's like, in addition to kind of short, like you have to find somebody that's
It's
stocky.
jacked.
Yeah.
Like, because there's only so much that like the ultra Marvel workout routine can do. Because like, don't get me wrong, I've seen Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah. Pretty
Like
buff.
they took that thin nerdy dude and turned him into
A god.
a fucking Adonis.
Yeah.
And then you've got like, I mean, they did the same thing with like Chris Pratt and Paul Rudd. Like, granted, those guys were already like in Kumail Nanjiani as well. Like they were all, you know, attractive and everything, but they made them fucking cut. But like, there's only so much of that Marvel superhero workout you can do. Like, you can't make somebody. I don't know how to describe
Like a little tank.
Wolverine's build.
It's like Chris Benoit. He was short, but he was just
Yeah,
jacked, kind
He's
of.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a mini brick shithouse.
actually, let's be honest. If he was still alive today, he'd be the perfect Wolverine.
Let's say if Benoit could have had any acting chops, yeah, I think he would have been a fan. Just like I think Eddie Brock of fucking Brock Lesnar would have been a fantastic Eddie Brock, comic accurate. Just the buff blonde dude. But Brock Lesnar couldn't pull off Eddie Brock. I think Tom Hardy is a
lot of acting you're asking
awful
him to
Eddie
do.
Brock. I'm gonna be
Yes,
honest with
exactly.
you.
I honestly think that Tom Hardy would be a phenomenal Wolverine.
Yeah, I think he fits Wolverine
he's-
better
yeah.
than fucking Eddie Brock.
Yeah, because he's short, he's stocky, he can pull it off, but
Oh
Yeah,
no,
they-
he's still a good Eddie Brock though.
He's
no,
not a
he's
good comic
He's a good
Eddie Brock.
actor. He's not a good comic Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Compared to
Don't-
Topher Grace.
Don't. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?
Because
You
fuck
can't
that
you
movie.
can't trip over that bar, Tanner. Lindsay would make a better Eddie Brock than Topher Grace.
I enjoy the Venom movies.
I have not seen the new one. It's on my list.
I also have not seen the new one.
Maximum
But what
Carnage is one of my if not my favorite comic book storyline of all time. So I'm kind of worried to watch it because I know it's not Maximum Carnage, but I mean it's got Shriek in it. It's close.
Yeah. I do wish that like Marvel would take a note out of DC's book and start casting professional wrestlers for these superhero roles. Because like I finally watched The Suicide Squad.
Oh, John Cena is fantastic as Peacemaker.
John Cena is incredible as Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And he looks like a fucking superhero because like he's unrealistically massive.
Same thing. The Rock in Black
Yeah.
Adam.
Like Adam.
Yeah.
I mean, we
They-
loved Batista and Guardians.
That's
I
true.
was watching.
That is-
I was
that
watching
is
a
true.
behind
Okay,
the scenes
Marvel-
thing.
Marvel has grabbed a wrestler for. I forgot about that. Batista was tracked somehow.
Yeah, I was watching the behind the scenes thing for Black Adam. They were talking about how they had to revamp the suits for the second Shazam because they had to make the suit for Rock. The difference being they didn't have to put any of those pads in the hitches because that's all natural.
That's
baby.
all Rock. That's all
That's all
Rocky.
Rock.
Also,
You
Jesse.
guys remember that? Was it the Hercules movie where they put like the armor that
Yeah.
looked like pecs and the abs on the Rock, and it was smaller than his actual muscles?
Also, Jesse, just because I know you like little trivias and so do I, and you and I like to go toe to toe on these things. The Rock and Batista's not the only wrestler they've gotten in Marvel films. Tyler Mane was Sabretooth, and he is a professional wrestler.
Tyler?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. he
But
was a
also, like
wrestler.
I
I
need to
don't,
make a
I
related
don't really
phone call.
count those because like that. I'm talking MCU specifically.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm thinking Macho Man Randy Savage.
I mean, yeah, he was also fantastic, but he was
And
literally playing a
MCU.
wrestler.
And he's
He
in
was really
now.
playing himself.
Yeah, well, he was Bonesaw McGraw, and Bonesaw
He was playing himself under a new
he
name.
was definitely still Macho Man.
he was the Bonesaw, and the Bonesaw was ready. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Bonesaw's ready. That was so good and also so terrible.
I kind of want to go back. I've never actually watched the Doctor Strange movie because I didn't have any interest in that character, but now I do.
Rewatch
So
it with
yeah,
you.
I want to go back and watch it.
It is delightful. Like I said, it's
I
one of
really
Shelby's
like it.
favorites.
I like the
some
whole
people-
magic thing, so yeah, I'm down with it.
And some people didn't like it because they're like, well, it's just you
He
know,
was
magic
such a
Iron
dick
Man.
at the beginning of it. That was the biggest thing. But like now I'm like, no, I totally get it. We're good.
Stephen Strange is a dick. Like this.
And now in the new Doctor Strange movie, we get like 6 of them.
Yeah.
There's so many
Yeah.
Stephen Stranges,
Yeah.
and also Tom
I gotta
Cruise.
admit, the look of Defender Strange I like it. It's fucking awesome.
There's too many Doctor Stranges in this film, in this Doctor Strange movie.
I'm here for it though. I'm super excited about this
Because
movie.
yeah, we've got it at a minimum. There's at least 3 Strangers and 2 Wandas.
Yeah,
Regular
Right.
Strange
Defender.
Supreme, Defender, and Zombie. So there's at least 4.
Okay.
Wait,
Well,
was
they're
there?
saying the zombie one might be Defender
Changed into a
sacrificing
zombie.
himself.
Wait, I didn't see this. There was a
Because
zombie
they've got
Strange.
the same hair.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
they
that.
had like the specters and stuff flying around him and shit.
Oh shit! I gotta watch that trailer again then, because I.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff packed in between the trailer and the poster. There is a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, Captain Britain. I'm sorry, it's not Captain
Yeah.
Britain. Captain Carter.
Captain
her-
Carter.
Her shield's there.
Her shield. Yep.
Why
Some
they
of
don't
there's
call
a-
her?
There's another.
I know there's already a
Man,
Captain
because-
Britain, but like,
Yeah, they're working on that.
yeah.
But there's also another piece of mirror shard that's like off in the distance. That's like another animated something. We just can't tell what it was.
The reason I watched the trailer because I'm sure it'll be a fun movie, but like I heard Xavier and I'm like I need to see it. I need to see if it's as accurate as people say it is because everybody's like, oh dude, it's definitely Professor
And
X.
if they
It's definitely
are
Patrick
doing
Stewart,
the
and it was definitely Patrick
Illuminati,
Stewart.
that gives them that could bring X-Men and Fantastic Four having like first views.
Well, now that they
And I need-
broke the multiverse,
I need the fan theories to happen. I need John Krasinski.
Man,
Mr.
like
Fantastic.
everybody
I need
likes
Richards.
John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic so much that they started making like there are comic books out there, like Fantastic Four books, that basically have fucking Mr. Fantastic looking like John Krasinski.
so
They're hoping they go the same route as
Sam Jackson and Nick Cage.
Sam Jackson and yeah.
Nick Cage. No, I'm sorry, Nick Fury.
What?
Oh, my bad.
No.
Yeah, Sam Jackson ain't got no problem with bees.
I'm one of the few people I think that actually like the Fantastic Four films, and I've never seen the newest one because I've heard it was so bad I
haven't
avoided it.
seen the newest one either.
Silver Surfer-
Yeah, that
oh,
was one of
Yeah.
those like
I
that was
didn't
back when I
hate
was still
them.
doing a show with Chris Edelman of the Chris's on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
Check out their podcast. Shout out.
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, that was back when I was doing a show with him, and like that movie came out, and he was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna watch it," because we had both heard how bad it was, and he watched it, and he just texted me, he was like, "No, I took this bullet, so you don't have to," because you know, and when we were talking about it, he was like, "There's not even that like it's so bad it's fun like
Yeah.
part of it."
Like I
Just-
normally like Miles Teller as an actor,
I don't even know who that is. Who is that? Which one was he?
Mr. Fantastic.
Well, see,
He's Reed.
I
all
thought
I remember is Michael B. Jordan as
Johnny
Human
Storm.
Torch,
I
which I
and,
absolutely
Kate
love
Mara.
Michael B. Jordan.
And I love Kate Mara.
I
Not as Susan.
I really liked the original cast of it, even though I thought
Oh, yeah.
Jessica Alba as a blonde was a little weird, but
Yes.
Chris Evans as Johnny Storm was perfect. Fucking
Oh, dude, if we get a scene in this movie where Chris Evans is
Evans
walking
is
out and everybody's
in a
like, "Oh, it's
Fantastic Four
Pat,"
outfit.
and all of a sudden
No.
he flames on.
Flame on, that would be pretty spectacular.
That would be hilarious.
Michael Chiklis as the Thing was really good,
That actually was a really good casting.
and I can't
All
remember the
castings
guy's
in those
name.
movies were really good.
The guy that played Mr. Fantastic was fantastic. He really fit the role really well. I just can't remember. It's like Ian Griffin or something like that. I don't remember. I remember everybody else. But I thought they were fun movies.
Yeah,
You had Silver Surfer.
The first one was fun.
I like
the
Silver
second one
Surfer.
was-
And it was Ian Gruffin.
Yeah, Ian Griffin. Yeah, I like Silver Surfer. I thought it was fucking Lawrence Fishburne as the voice of Silver Surfer. It was Doug Jones as the body for Silver Surfer. And I thought Galactus was done well because the more I think of it, even though I like Galactus's character, I stand by my thought that a giant purple leotard man eating planets is stupid. It's stupid. A giant
there are ways
giant
that
planet
they could've
sucking
done it.
storm is much better.
There are ways they could have done it where it would have looked pretty cool. But
I mean,
they did.
look at the way that they're doing the Celestials for MCU now. I mean, and that's Galactus and Celestials are kind of tied together. So we're eventually going to get him, and he's going to be that full-bodied.
Yeah,
humanoid
like
thing
in the
flying through
Eternals,
Still haven't watched it yet.
Nope.
it's okay.
That's what I've
But
heard.
I Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not great, but I enjoyed it.
But
I'm not in a
Arishem,
rush.
like, if you look up the comic book version of him versus what he was in the movie, like, they easily could have done something cool that way. Like, it can be done where it can be kind of comic book accurate, but still look good.
I want my Fin Fang Foom, and I won't rest until I get him.
Oh, I love Fin Fang Foom.
Like Wanda's new witch getup, that it's reminiscent of her old comic
Can
book
we-
look.
alright.
But
Can we
Shannon,
talk
I'm
about
gonna
that?
hit you with a couple of pictures here.
All right. Well, can
So
you
that's
hit me?
Arishem.
Can you hit me with the picture of Emily Olsen wearing the Wanda outfit from the show where she was like at Halloween? Because that was
the spandex.
that was
That's
oh
good shit.
my. That's
All right, so you seeing that picture?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's what he looked like in the comic books.
Okay.
This is what he looked like in the movie.
Yeah, that's a good change.
Like, they could
But-
still make him...
Yeah.
But somebody would complain and go, "Well, it's
Well,
not comic
there's
accurate.
always gonna be somebody complaining.
Why does the Batman look like Kurt Cobain? Probably because you touch yourself at night, bitch." I'm personally super excited for the
damn.
Batman. I'm excited for the Batman. I haven't been this excited for a Batman movie since the Joker. And I don't get excited. The last time I was excited for an actual Batman film, Jesse, we've talked about these things, was when like Batman Forever came out, and I was a little kid waiting for it at the fucking video store. Like,
You were excited about Dark Knight.
which one? The one with the Joker, the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
it's the Dark
The
Knight.
one that we all hyped ourselves up so much, despite the fact that we really liked it, we were all kind of disappointed.
I was disappointed. Yeah, I think part of the reason I was.
fucking...
It was a good movie. My disappointment
How
came
can you be
almost
disappointed in Dark Knight?
Because
completely,
we hyped ourselves up so much.
and it was
that-
completely.
That movie was the hype.
What took me out of
Yeah.
it was fucking Christian Bale's portrayal of Batman and his growly voice, and like that shit just took me out of the film. I thought Aaron Eckhart was fantastic as Two-Face. Obviously, Heath Ledger was an amazing. I almost said Jared Leto was an amazing Joker. No.
Ooh.
Take it back. Take it back.
But I thought the movie was good, and then Dark Knight Rises came out, and it wasn't good. Other than the fact that Tom Hardy is badass and that Anne Hathaway was Catwoman, I liked both of those things.
Yeah,
But-
like I like Dark Knight Rises all right. The Dark Knight, I fucking love that movie. That was one like we were so excited to see it. It was like that was me, Kevin, and Trevor. We're all so fucking pumped to see that movie. But it was coming out the day we were supposed to leave for Russia for 2 weeks. And so we were going to be out in Russia. So what we ended up doing, we went up to St. Louis and stayed with Kevin's cousin so that we could catch a midnight showing of The Dark Knight and then show up at the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
So we could go to Russia.
Yeah. Well, hey, what are you gonna do? Sleep on the plane?
Exactly. Yeah, we slept on the plane. It was fine. But we were so fucking pumped for that movie, and we absolutely loved it. We were so excited as soon as we got back to the States. Like the next day, the three of us went and saw it again in theaters. Like I fucking loved that movie. I thought it was phenomenal.
I really liked it too. I'm shocked you still haven't watched Joker because it's so good.
I have trouble at this point getting excited, and it's the same thing with Batman. Like I'll end up watching it, but I have so much trouble getting excited for DC movies because they are so like
Easy.
hit and miss, and when they miss,
Yeah.
god damn, do they miss?
I'm trying to think of a DC movie that
Good
I
idea.
haven't at least enjoyed. I don't think I've seen a DC movie that. Oh no, Suicide Squad. Never mind. Not the Suicide Squad, just Suicide Squad. I stand by. Other than Elektra, that is, and I've never seen Catwoman, so I can't attest to it. But other than Elektra,
Just
that is the
don't-
worst
just
fucking
don't.
superhero movie. Suicide Squad. It was embarrassingly bad. I hated it. Allie was flat out furious at it because of the way they fucking portrayed Joker and Harley Quinn. And we all just, who was it that said it's like their favorite one? I think it's like Austin Lane said it's one of his favorites. And I'm like, Austin, you're the best of the best. I expect more from
Are
you.
you picking the worst of the worst?
Yeah,
Now-
this is because there were a lot of people that like weirdly liked that movie, and I was like, I don't understand how.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
shot
understand how
it-
any of you found any redeeming qualities in that film.
They did meth and they shop at Hot Topic.
Oh,
I mean,
it
Meth
was
Topic.
so bad.
Hot meth.
I didn't hate it. It's not
That
my
sounds like
favorite,
Dusty Rhodes.
but-
It's a hot myth.
Oh yeah, the first Suicide Squad movie was atrocious. The Suicide Squad from James Gunn's The Suicide Squad was incredible.
Still need to watch that one.
I will probably never watch
finally,
it, honestly.
Me and Shelby watched it on Valentine's Day.
Aww.
And it was truly spectacular.
Jesse.
Like, we both love that movie, yes.
Jesse.
Yeah.
You know what I watched on Valentine's Day?
I was a Phantom of the Opera?
No, I watched myself eat an entire pizza alone in my hotel room in St. Louis.
There are worse ways to spend your night.
That is absolutely true. I am excited about The Batman, though. Or it's just called The Batman, right? What is it called?
Yeah, I think it's just called The Batman.
The Batman.
I'm excited for it because I love Robert Pattinson in this. I think he looks incredible. I think the fights look good. And the director of The Riddler looks fucking wicked. And they have pretty much come out and said that the director literally said, this is a horror film. And I'm like,
nice.
You fucking sold me right there. Because I've always thought of Batman as a horror character, kind of. I mean, he attacks from the darkness.
Here's the thing I'm worried about. And obviously, I'm only getting this from certain clips. Just a few clips that they're showing from the trailer. I am really worried we're going to have an edgelord Batman or edgelord Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that.
Okay, I'm like, Batman kind of is an edgelord.
Edgelord Bruce Wayne. I don't like the little bit we've seen from the trailers. I don't know if I'm going to like his Bruce Wayne portrayal.
I'd say give it a
Bruce
chance.
Wayne is an edgelord.
Yeah,
Well,
and plus,
it depends on how long he's been doing this. If this is a straight up origin story of how he became Batman,
I think
I'm good with it.
I don't think this is origin, but this is like
if
year
he's been
one.
Batmaning for a little bit.
This is like year 1, year 2. This is early in his career.
Yeah, that was my understanding. Was this is supposed to be in the first couple years of him, like being Batman? Like, you know, it's just after where like Batman Begins would have been.
Yeah, and
so yeah, like he's supposed to be kind of like, you know, angsty and everything. Like he hasn't perfected the mask that is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
and the director has
like
said
in his early career. So I'm fine with him being kind of angsty and edgelordy in this movie.
So do we think by the end of it we get introduced to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker?
No, I don't think they're going to put those two anywhere near each other. Even though they could, timeline wise, they could. Because isn't this one set in the 90s? Or am I crazy?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I need to look that up. I heard it was set in the 90s, and that the director specifically said he wanted this. The inspiration for this Bruce Wayne was Kurt Cobain. That is the inspiration for Bruce Wayne. That's why he looks so edgy and he's got the longer hair and stuff. And I'm down with it, man. Anything different. I'm tired of the same old Batman, so I'm excited for this movie. I can't wait for the Batman.
Yeah, I can't find anything talking about when the setting is supposed to be. There is quite a bit of stuff. Like Reeves wanted to depart from the traditional Playboy and socialite because he listened to the Nirvana song "Something in the Way" as he wrote the first act. So yeah, I guess he was heavily influenced by Kurt Cobain for trying to make his Bruce Wayne. But yeah, they are using it to depict a young, inexperienced Batman.
And he looks it. He looks it too. I think who plays Catwoman? It's on the tip of my tongue. Is it Zoe Kravitz?
Zoe Kravitz, yeah.
Okay.
It is in fact Zoe Kravitz.
I think she looks really good as Catwoman. I'm excited for this movie.
Paul Dano as Riddler,
and
Jeffrey Wright as James Gordon,
Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Can we talk about how they got him looking?
He looks nothing like I didn't recognize him at all. He looks really good as the Penguin. I'm excited for him as the Penguin. That's really
Hang on, I got to look an actor up real quick. Hang on.
Is it Danny DeVito?
They don't have anything in here as like when like the general setting is supposed to be, because we also don't know like if this is supposed to be like a young Ben Affleck.
No, I think from what they said, this is independent of the DC. This is DC extended universe.
Yeah. So yeah, it's supposed to be completely separate from everything else. And that's the other problem. I have trouble getting attached to any of the DC stuff, man, because it's
you don't know like, what's what.
And it's like they don't commit.
There's no sense of cohesion in any of these films.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you got the Joker, it's its own independent universe. You got the Batman now, its own independent universe.
Well, maybe they could tie them together.
They could absolutely tie those two together, and I would be fine with it. I think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker with Rob Pattinson's Batman
be awesome.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I agree.
But okay, my issue with Colin Farrell's makeup for the Penguin.
Yeah.
When I see the picture of him, he looks like Richard Kind.
Yeah, no, you don't even have to send that picture. I saw it the moment I saw him. Absolutely, you're right. You're spot on. In fact, I at first thought it was him.
And for anybody in the group chat that doesn't know who that is, hang on.
Me.
He was Bing Bong or Bong Bing or whatever his name was, and
Oh, okay. See, I'm just terrible with names.
yeah,
If I see a face or hear a voice, I'm good.
And he was. Oh, sorry. Go
He
ahead.
was Mr. Corman off of Scrubs, the hypochondriac.
Yeah. Harvey Korman.
Yep.
wait, Harvey
That
Korman?
was his
Oh,
name.
okay. I'm thinking Roger Corman. Never mind. Yeah, the director. Anywho.
And he was a hypochondriac. It was pretty funny.
Guys out there offering full body scans. Really?
Speaking of
Your
directors,
insurance won't cover it.
speaking of directors, before we get out of here, because I meant for this to only be a 30-minute show. I'm also rambling at this point, and we did almost a full hour of absolutely nothing other than rambling.
Well, I do also have something to put out there for the fans because I need feedback before we leave.
That's fine. I'm going to make my statement, and I'll talk more about it. Maybe I won't talk more about it tomorrow, but Ivan Reitman passed away this week. And Ivan Reitman, at 75, he was the director of the original Ghostbusters films. He just did Ghostbusters Afterlife as a producer with his son, Jason. And it's just incredibly, incredibly sad. I always knew that at some point in life, like, people that I looked up to, people, they get older, they'll die. Harold Ramis passed away many years ago, and now Ivan Reitman's gone. It is sweet that Ivan Reitman's last film was Ghostbusters with his son, as a passing of the torch. That, like, in a picture perfect, like, there's no better way to go ending. That's it. He also apparently died peacefully in his sleep. Like, that's the best way to go. You left a legacy for your son, who now leaves a legacy, and everyone coming out of the woodwork to talk about how amazing Ivan Reitman was. I read a piece that McKenna Grace, who played Phoebe in the Ghostbusters movie, she posted about him, and I didn't realize how much love and respect McKenna Grace had for both Ghostbusters and the Reitman family, and that made me like her even more. But I'm so sad about it because I loved Ivan Reitman. He was such a good director, and of course Ghostbusters, much like Hunter, who would agree with me, is my favorite film of all time. So I don't know. I don't have a lot to talk about. I didn't know the guy personally or anything, but it's just it's really sad, and I very much, it broke my heart when I found out. I didn't expect it. I mean, he was 75. Nobody lives forever, but it was heartbreaking. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I just want to be sad for a moment. Now Tanner's gonna make us laugh.
Am I?
Do it, Tanner. Make us laugh.
Tanner, take us out.
So Shannon knows about this because me and him have been talking about it.
You sure you want to talk about this now?
No, so this is what I need to know. I need to know, like, what the feedback would be on. Like, do we have fans out there would be interested in something like this? This is basically just what I'm not going to get into the full details of it. But,
okay, I think that's wise.
Yeah, so I was listening to, which podcast was it? On a Road with Amy Bruni. And she was talking about that she was getting ready to attend a convention in Wisconsin this month. It is Paracon, a paranormal convention. Think Comic-Con, but with ghost hunters, cryptozoology, ufologists, conspiracy theory experts, things like that. I thought that would be amazing because we've got so much of this stuff that ties to this area and a lot of great groups who actually research it. I think it'd be something we could pull off. Thing I need from our fans is feedback. Would it be something that you guys would check out? Would you be willing to come to this? 'Cause that's the big thing. We got to know if we would have the fan base to be able to do something like this.
Also want to point out that this isn't us talking about putting it on ourselves. We're in contact with someone about doing it.
This is not a Podzilla production. This isn't Podzilla in cahoots with someone else.
This isn't TurtleCon, so Michael Branham can't break my heart about this one. I think Michael.
I actually went to that too.
Michael, yeah, we're the only ones that did because Mike Branham didn't, and it was in his honor. I think Michael Huntington listens to the shows, so I'd be curious about what Michael Huntington thinks about this.
Which the person I was speaking with today was supposed to reach out to him, so
gotcha.
He may already have a heads up by the time he hears this, but if not, Michael,
get our friend on the phone. Let him know. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes,
personal friend of the show, Tanner. What's his name?
Which Scott Walter?
Scott Walter. You get Scott Walter on the phone. You get his ass out here for it. Scott Walter, at this point, Scott Walter is almost like a cast member. I'm pretty sure he would be willing to do anything we want to do.
I think he's done 3 shows now.
Yeah, well, we need to get him back on for one of ours because I miss Scott. We actually probably should do an I Want to Believe soon. We got birds falling out of the sky. We got all kinds of weird shit happening right now.
We got
Birds
I've got
falling
some more.
out of the sky?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Lindsay, you haven't heard
The
this
last
story?
bird I saw fall out of the sky was a hawk bombing a sparrow in front of my store.
Dive
Speaking of
Birming.
sparrows,
Dive Birming.
Bombing.
but also, so to go along with the falling birds, I've been in contact with other local research groups that are giving me information I think would be awesome to talk about on the show.
Tanner, I've been in contact with aliens lately.
Have you now?
And they
Flashing lights.
and
Have
they-
you been to Piedmont?
they all say the same thing, Tanner. They want a new episode of I Want to Believe. All the aliens want it, so
I'm for it.
I'm for it too. We're gonna get that together because we haven't done one in a while, and I miss doing it legitimately. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna cut out for tonight. This went way longer than I thought, but I wanted to just ramble and just talk with my friends, and I know the fans enjoy hearing us ramble. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening. We're gonna be back tomorrow with an all new After Dark here on Podzilla 1985. Lindsay, for once, is gonna come, or not for once again, is gonna come up with a top 5 for us.
Right the first time.
I will hopefully be back from St. Louis for a little bit tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I think they're actually going to rent an apartment for me up here. I don't know what's happening in my life at this point. It's just the honest answer. I have no social life. This is literally the only contact I have with humans outside of my job. So, and if my friends from work are listening, hello, Kayla and Marissa, Dave, and everybody else, Jesse. Not you, Jesse, different Jesse. All of you who are tuning in. Anyway, that's it for us tonight. What's that, Tanner?
No, nothing.
Okay. That's a good way to end it. Good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow on After Dark. Until then, Lindsay, you never get to do it. Take us out. We heard nothing. Try again. Take 2.
What's the point? I said why, and then you were just supposed to end it.
We couldn't hear you. Tanner, you take
Okay,
us out.
well,
She
whatever.
failed. No, be quiet. Tanner, you go.
Watch the skies. Skies.
Later.